Good evening, everyone, and welcome here for Round 7 of the 2019 Sony Cup Series Championship season. DJ Curtis, Charles Sanford. They are your front row starters for today's race, and if you look back to our recent road course race, you know those two drivers have a history. Curtis and Sanford tangled early on at Willow Springs and led to Curtis being frustrated after a win slipping through his fingers, thought a win was possible out at Willow Springs, and now here at Atlanta, poised to have another opportunity of getting Martin Rodriguez Motorsports to victory. Sanford alongside trying to get Mace Enterprises their first win of the 2019 season. Curtis and Sanford a long ways ahead of the competition. They are nearly like half a second quicker than everyone in qualifying. But practice, it's anyone's game. Practice speeds with just anybody that could do well. Qualifying, Sanford and Curtis was miles ahead of everybody. Will they be miles ahead of everyone today? Or will we see Finn Guy, Mace, Davis? How about Carson Scott? He is back in the car. He raced full-time for the last couple of seasons. He wasn't in the ride for this season, but he is stepping in for the part-time schedule for the 27 ride, while James Shelley is over in the Hardee's National Series, Oklahoma. Carson Scott qualified 6th. Bobby Jones, his teammates there in 7th. Cody Lamas in 8th. Dejon Weeks 9th. Eric DeMax. Great run for DeMax again in qualifying. That's your top 10 starters. There's many drivers that are outside the top 10 that could also be threats for today's race. But how about the championship leader, Jeffrey Fenguy, the first time he's ever been the points leader in the series. How's he going to fare today? He's also very good on the road courses. He's starting 3rd. Let's get you down to start the race as we get set and ready to go racing for 30 laps around Road Atlanta. DJ Curtis, the two-time champion, lining up alongside 3rd most winning driver Charles Sanford. The top 3 most active winning drivers are starting right there, 3 of them in the top 4. It's no wonder why they're starting so high up. They know how to get it done. But Curtis was rather frustrated with Sanford at Willow Springs. Sanford is determined to get Mace Enterprises his first win. Sanford hasn't won in a long while. Same with Curtis. How are they going to play? The drivers behind them are also hungry for a race win as we come to the line to get set and ready. Charles Sanford and DJ Curtis going to bring us to green. The point leader right behind them and last year's champion also there as well. The green flag flies. We're racing at Road Atlanta. Down in a turn 1, DJ Curtis cuts clear of Charles Sanford. This is going to be the interesting part of the whole track. Finn Guy, the point leader, alongside defending champion Nick Mace. Sanford gets away very well. Finn Guy trying to fight with Mace to keep on to 3rd. And this part of the course is the most dangerous of the whole course. As cars scramble, look at Zayden Davidson. Fitzwater running Rodriguez off a little wide there. However, I don't think we had any problems whatsoever. Looking deeper in the pack, Ryan Griffin, we didn't talk about him at all in the pre-race at all. Ryan Griffin 2nd in the points. Again, another poor qualifying effort for Ryan Griffin on the road courses. He's really going to have to straighten that out because he cannot afford to keep having bad qualifying runs at road courses. This part is also one of the most trickiest of the whole course. Finn Guy trying to run down Charles Sanford. Mace is there. Davis, Jones, and Carson Scott. A great debut to be back in the 2019 season with the 27 ride. However, it doesn't look like we're having any problems. No, Hope didn't spoke too soon there. Luis Hernandez and Caleb Hoffman. Chris Dodd also have damage. And Dodd with a bunch of damage there. Hoffman and them are going to have to come down to pit. Here it is. Luis Hernandez alongside of Matthew Rodriguez. But getting down into the chicane. And Caleb Hoffman, and they all just bunch up. They try and hit that chicane as fast as they can. And they just all bunch up together. And some heavy, heavy damage to Hoffman, Dodd, and Hernandez. So far, nobody has been able to get away up front, though. It has been Curtis, Sanford, and Finn Guy. They have been so tight together, but Finn Guy goes off the course. He just gets really tight, drives it off the course there. Carson Scott's under attack from Dejon Weeks and gets spun. Carson Scott gets spun by Dejon Weeks and into the tire barriers. Here's a replay of it. And Scott was on the back bumper of his teammate Bobby Jones, was really aggressive trying to get around him, and they were just bumping on each other. And Scott tried to get to the outside of Jones, didn't work out. Scott tried to cut back underneath of Bobby Jones, but Dejon Weeks was there. And Carson Scott, his 2019 return, is going to see him into the tire barrier, and it was looking like a promising return after a great qualifying effort. But Scott is going to fall down the order. On board Nick Mace, Jeffrey Fenguy was really pushing his car right here and just completely missed the corner, and off the course he went, and Nick Mace takes that third spot. Teammates getting really rough deep in the pack. John Art getting turned sideways by Dom Caps. Those are teammates there, but they're racing really hard with each other. Caps trying to rebound after a poor qualifying effort. He's up into the top 20. Same with Jake Bassinger. They qualified very bad, but they're trying to work up the order now. Fenguy looking to get this third place back on Nick Mace. Here comes a dive bomb up to the left side of Nick Mace. And side by side through the chicane. Fenguy not going to go off the course. Side by side, going to try and go around the outside of Mace. Mace wanting to stick it in there. Not wanting to give up. Mace digging hard. Won this race in 2017. Actually, it might have been in 2018. Can't quite remember, but Mace has won here in the past. Mace keeps on digging, and the point leader is going to have to hold his own in fourth. But Sanford is after DJ Curtis right now. Charles Sanford and DJ Curtis, they are one of the most very calculated drivers, I would say. They are very calm, but Curtis definitely was not happy with Charles Sanford at Willow Springs. And I don't expect DJ Curtis to give Sanford any room here. But looking further back, where is Jeffrey Fenguy? Fenguy there, no, that's Eric DeMax there. But Jeffrey Fenguy, the point leader, has had some problems. There he is. Jeffrey Fenguy, the championship leader, is out of this race. He has blown the engine, but he looks like he has been wrecked. Here it is. Jeffrey Fenguy had fell back to fourth after challenging Nick Mace, but Jordan Davis fighting for that position. Davis was looking for a pass here, and through the S's, that's not a very good opportunity, and Davis takes out Jeffrey Fenguy, and that is, oh, and Eric DeMax also gets a piece. Man, Davis and Fenguy, that is a great rivalry this series has. And Jordan Davis just takes out Jeffrey Fenguy in a part of the track where you really can't make a pass, and quite uncalled for from a two-time champion. I did not expect that move to work. Well, with that incident there, Bobby Jones has worked his way up to fourth. Weeks is there in fifth with Cody Lamas trailing. Sanford took a peek to the inside, gives Curtis a little shot there. Nick Mace is trying to reel them in. Sanford has a better car. Here he comes looking at the inside. But Charles Sanford, I know Curtis and the whole field thought that Sanford's move was a little aggressive at Willow Springs, but Sanford is a very tame driver compared to everyone else. Sanford will wait until a move is there, and there it is for Sanford to the inside of DJ Curtis and to the race lead. DJ Curtis isn't wanting to give up a whole lap later. He is still right here on the back bumper of Charles Sanford. And to the inside, same pass that Sanford made on him, and Curtis is going to get him back. And a new leader a whole lap later, it is DJ Curtis. What a battle we're seeing between two of the best drivers the series has ever seen. It's great to see Charles Sanford up front racing for the race lead. Sanford has usually always been a front-runner driver, but from week-to-week basis, we do not see Sanford battling for the lead as much. But there he is, racing with that 19 Toyota. Nick Mace is there. That is the three most active drivers in the series in the top three. Bobby Jones in the Hero Motorsports car having a great run in the 98. Can Bobby Jones get up there and mix it up? Can he win this race? He's in position. Dejon Weeks has been a part of the three drivers that have won the first 6 races of this season. Weeks is pulled away from Cody Lamas. He's there in 6th. 7th place is Dylan Young. Young has a good chance to come away with the championship lead now, with Griffin really far back. Fenguy out of the race now, and Lewis is a little far back as well. So 4th place in the championship, Dylan Young could have a chance to do something. but DJ Curtis trying to stretch the lead out. Lap car Eric DeMax holding up Charles Sanford just a little bit. This is allowing DJ Curtis to really step out on the lead here. But Jones and Weeks are closing in on the battle for second. Sanford gets run off wide by Eric DeMax. There goes Sanford, and out of the race goes Charles Sanford. And Charles Sanford's hopes of a win and hopes of getting back to victory lane and breaking a long dry spell is over. And there on pit road is Matthew Rodriguez, an unscheduled stop. Looks like he has ran in the back of somebody. That hood is buckled up. Here it is, battling with Luis Hernandez deep in the pack in 27th. He already had some damage earlier from running into somebody, but this damage was hard enough. And Rodriguez this is gonna take him relatively out of any chance of good points today. Johnny Gardner for Red Stallion Racing blows the motor from running 17th, and this was one of the best runs I've seen Red Stallion in a while. And there was a wreck with Nick Heracles. And luckily, there's where the damage was with Matthew Rodriguez, and Charlie Smith also got a piece. But man, that could have been a lot bigger than what it was, but terrible break for the 32 team. Well, now with Charles Sanford out of the race, and the lap car kind of out of the way, Nick Mace has been left to run down DJ Curtis, and it is a battle from what it was back in 2018. I believe it was 2018 when Nick Mace and DJ Curtis were racing each other for the win. Curtis ended up finishing second to Mace that day. Curtis, I believe, won 2016 and 2017 here. And then 2018, it was a battle with Curtis and Mace. And Mace got back to victory. Whoa, really tight and kind of loose there. Oh, Curtis! Curtis and Jose Mills! Jose Mills comes right up in front of DJ Curtis. And the two leaders of Sanford and Curtis have ran into lap cars. And how about Cody Lamas? He's caught Bobby Jones. And something happened with Dejon Weeks. Something's happened to Dejon Weeks as well. The leaders are dropping like flies. Here it is. Eric DeMax was another victim, and he's probably going to get a stern talking to. But Weeks just completely threw him into the corner and wrecked himself. And that is why Dejon Weeks is down the order. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the officials did something with Eric DeMax. He was really in the way of the leaders, and can't really blame him there. I mean, he was holding his line, but completely got pushed off the circuit. And here's what happened with DJ Curtis. Jose Mills was trying to return to the race. He's been in some damage, and he runs right into the leader of DJ Curtis. And Cody Lamas had ran down Bobby Jones. This was a battle for third. A great day for Bobby Jones. If he keeps holding on, he could have a chance to win this race, but Cody Lamas is on a mission, and he's trying to get up there and win it. But back in fifth, Dylan Young in the catbird seat to try and take the championship lead. But further back, Dylan Schwellenberg has had some damage as well. He's sitting there in seventh. Will Lewis is also in the talks of possibly being the championship leader. He's there in eighth. Ryan Acosta's in ninth, and Jake Bassinger, who started out back, they're in 10th. Kyle Collins and John Art, a bunch of drivers have had damage from beating and banging on drivers, but they're hanging around inside the top 15. Despite the damage, DJ Curtis is pulling away from Nick Mace here. And there's Dejon Weeks, who is going to get lapped here shortly, but Curtis is trying to hang on and trying to take this win for Martin Rodriguez Racing. They're leading the race. Cody Lamas there in third, continuing to race with Bobby Jones. That's been a fun battle to see. But Hero Motorsports has been one of the stories, the top stories, of performing this weekend, being in the top 10 in the time charts, especially for qualifying. And now Jones has a chance to get up here and win this race. Aiden Davidson's there in 6th. So a great day for Hero Motorsports, despite Carson Scott getting taken out of the race. Ryan Acosta and Dylan Schwellenberg getting racy here. Here comes Acosta on Schwellenberg, gets him a nudge, heading off into the corner. And around the outside goes Acosta. Schwellenberg trying to run him a little wide, and Acosta doors him off the corner and down to the stripe. Side by side off the final corner. Schwellenberg trying to edge back out in front. Dead heat across the line. Lap 12 of 30 here, and Acosta is going to get 7th from Schwellenberg. And around the outside, a great pass by Ryan Acosta around Dylan Schwellenberg. This pass right here was really cool. bump to the back bumper of the 8. And here comes Acosta. There's a little door there, but Acosta comes right back at him. And running through this final corner. Schwellenberg had the preferred line, and he tried to get it back. And then here comes Acosta with that straightaway speed that a lot of people say that Dodge has. And Acosta's able to cut back to the inside and take that position. Deeper in the pack, Ryan Griffin, who qualified very poorly but has ran so good this year, has had a miserable weekend. 20th right now. He's worked his way into the top 20, but it's really not a run you would need in the championship battle. He's not going to take the championship lead back, it seems. But Joseph Shrigley, his first Sony Cup Series race, and he's there in 21st, subbing for Jordan Fisher after an injury last race that we had. Looking for some more drivers. There's Tip Foster for Nick Breeding Enterprises. And there he is in 28. Then Austin James, they're having a little scrap there for 28. They've kept their cars relatively clean, and a great run right now for them. The battle for the lead is heating up. Nick Mace again, reeling him in, and here he comes. The defending champion, two-time champions going at it for the race lead. Here comes Nick Mace around the outside, now back to the inside. On his right, oh, heading into the S's. One of them's going to have to give. I think it's going to be Curtis, and he gives him the spot. But Curtis not wanting to give away. Look at Curtis here. What a move. DJ Curtis gets Nick Mace. Nick Mace just was a little bit sleeping there on Curtis. He thought he had the position, but nope. Here comes Curtis back at him. What a power move from Curtis to take that position back in the S's with the lap car there as well. Them racing positions has allowed Cody Lamas and Bobby Jones to reel them in. This is a race for the lead. Here it is again, side by side. What a race this was for the lead. Mace gets it here, but watch this. He just gets loose, it looks like. Curtis never touched him. And right back to the lead he went. And a great battle, it says, for the race lead. Eric DeMax looks as though he's going to play havoc with the leaders again. We're closing in on halfway in this race. Is Nick Mace close enough to make a move here to get the back bumper? He's going to drive it in. Not close enough. Nick Mace is hounding that 19. Both drivers, all these drivers this season in the top 5 have not, all the drivers in the top 5 this race have not won a race in the 2019 season. Curtis is going to get around Eric DeMax here. DeMax has been a little bit of an issue this race, and is probably going to get a stern talking to from the officials. It's amazing that he's even still out there running, but Nick Mace is actually getting a good corner there. Thought for a second he was going to be able to get a good bite to try and attack DJ Curtis here, but not close enough, and Lamas is hung behind the 18 car. Lamas and Jones really struggling with Eric DeMax here, and Jones and Lamas looking for a way to get around him, and there they go! Off the course! Lamas is in the wall! And Bobby Jones is off the course too! Looked like both drivers kind of hesitated of where Eric DeMax was going to go, and they tangled into each other, and they lost some positions. Bobby Jones came away okay, but Cody Lamas has got a good bit of back end damage. Here it is again. Look to this. Lamas looked like he was going to go to the inside of Eric DeMax, but then tucked right in behind him again, and Jones was right there, and they hooked. You can't really blame Bobby Jones, but you can't blame Lamas. That was kind of a racing deal, but Lamas looked like he hesitated when he was going to make a move on Eric DeMax, and it cost him. Well, with the 3rd and 4th place car getting taken out, 5th place was moved up to 3rd. Dylan Young is sitting there in 3rd position. 4th is Zayden Davidson. Bobby Jones is back down to 5th now. Ryan Acosta is there in 6th. And Cody Lamas is out there with the torn up back in 7th. And he's got to be just thrilled that he's been taken out of this one. I mean, he is probably livid right now that a lap car got in his way when he was racing for the lead. The leaders should be coming down pit road here shortly. We are past halfway in this race. Curtis continues to lead Nick Mace, and I would not be surprised if we see one of them at least come down pit road. Nope, they're not going to happen here. I'm not sure. Will they come down pit road or not? Dylan Young, Zayden Davidson, they all stay out with Bobby Jones as well. Carson Scott again has gotten spun around. Assuming they don't have to pit again, this is going to be a good race between DJ Curtis and Nick Mace. Mace took a peek to the inside of Curtis there again, but was not able to get... Oh, look at Curtis sideways! There's Jose Mills again, and Curtis is going to lose out of the lead here. Nick Mace takes the position from DJ Curtis, and Jose Mills, I don't know if Curtis kind of stuttered and seen Jose Mills or not, but he got really loose in the S's, and Nick Mace is your new leader. Here it is again. DJ Curtis, he just absolutely blows this corner, and there goes Nick Mace. He's able to go around him, and Curtis really tiptoed his way around Jose Mills. I don't know if he was waiting to see if he was clear from Mace or not, but he really was slow off that exit, and it cost him some time. Dylan Young and Zayden Davidson, they're trying to run down the leaders here. They're 3rd and 4th. Kyle Collins has worked his way up to 8th position. Jake Bassinger is there at 9th, and John Arndt is up to 10th with that buckled up hood. DJ Curtis continues to struggle with his race car, losing time to Nick Mace now. I'm not so sure if they'll have to pit because they're going a long run into this run here. Long time into the race to be staying out on these tires if they have to come in, which I think with the new rules and regulation, they may not have to. They may be able to go 30 laps on a tank of fuel. But DJ Curtis in the 19 is struggling to keep up with the 48. Nick Mace is checking out, while 2nd place is about to be under a contest with Young and Zayden Davidson there. And back there for 5th, Bobby Jones and Ryan Acosta racing for that 5th place. Lamas is 7th, Collins 8th. We mentioned this already with Arndt there in 10th. Toner there in 11th. Dom Caps is 12th. TJ Martin 13th. 14th. Whoa! Will Lewis again! Shoving Eric to Max. And Lewis there, 14th. Whoa! Gets hit by DeMax. DeMax said, you know what? I'm tired of being pushed around. How about that at Will Lewis? And just takes off Will Lewis. And I am surprised there that he just took Will Lewis out with him. But like I mentioned, I think Eric DeMax is going to get a stern talking to after this race. Another incident that he's involved in. John Arndt is on pit road, lap 19 of 30, so they may not be able to. Arndt came in for a splash of fuel. Cody Lamas really falling back now. Kyle Collins has went by him, and now Jake Bassinger is looking to take this position away. So Lamas, he's not giving up at all, but that damage is really hindering him. He's in 8th now. He's looking to drop back down to 9th. Arndt is back down pit road again, so something is up with the 49 car. And it is a shame because John Arndt was battling for a top 10 day. And again, another poor result, which may result to him dropping out of the top 30 in owner points. Ryan Acosta and Bobby Jones continue to race really hard for 5th. And look at Acosta. He has really worn off that bumper there, the chrome horn, and trying to get Bobby Jones out of his way. Spins Bobby Jones hard in the wall. Bobby Jones gets turned again, and from the 5th position, and one of the best positions he'll ever finish in. Bobby Jones has never finished in the top 5, I don't believe, in the Cup Series. And he gets taken out by Ryan Acosta. They're racing hard for position, and Jones will not place a top 10 result today. Here's a driver I really want to give a lot of praise to. Jack Halleck for Roush Family Racing is in 14th position, and that car looks very clean. So Halleck, a rookie, having a brilliant drive today. In the 14th position, he's having a great run. And how about Joseph Shrigley? They're in 16th. He's racing one of the drivers that have won many races so far early on in the season. Allen Family Racing Team has been so good early on, but Griffin has just really struggled on the road courses. And there he is in 15th, Griffin is, and Strigley in his first Cup Series attempt, right there following him in 16th in a really clean race car. The battle for 2nd place has heated up really well. Curtis leads, Dylan Young, Zayden Davidson, and Ryan Acosta. They are on his heels right now. Coming to the line, it'll be 5 laps to go, and it doesn't look like pit stops are going to be anything to worry about. Nick Mace pulling away right now. Your race leader, but for second place, Young is there. Can he get to the bumper of the 19? Yes, he can. Gives him a little shot there into the chicane. And Young slides it a little wide there. And here comes Zayden Davidson, going to be able to try and pounce on him. But as the tires wear on, trying to get some traction and trying to get some grip to them tires to try and make any pass work has been very difficult to do. Curtis may be able to hang on, but he has looked like he is struggling with his car just a little bit. Possibly the damage from Jose Mills is what is hindering Curtis from being a race car that is capable of being up there and racing Nick Mace for the lead of this race. But the battle right now really is for second place. The leaders are running down Nick Mace. Nick Mace is behind Eric DeMax again. And Mace is getting frustrated, looking every which way. DeMax might get punted off the course again. Nick Mace looking for a way to get around Eric DeMax as they close up on 2 laps to go. Mace again all over Eric DeMax. And the gap has shrunk massively. The 4 cars behind them, the top 5, right here. The leader takes out Eric DeMax. And DeMax into the wall. Eric DeMax, a hard collision. A very scary crash for Eric DeMax. Safety officials are rushing to Eric DeMax. A very scary wreck. But with 2 laps to go, the race is still going on. Dylan Young getting racy with DJ Curtis. The leaders, the top 5, all have a sense of hope now. Right there is the leader. This wreck was coming for about a lap here. Nick Mace was trying so hard to get around Eric DeMax, and he just would not let him pass. And Mace finally just turned him into the inside wall, and a heavy wreck this was right there. And man, Eric DeMax got hung on the wall. And a very scary accident for Eric DeMax. DJ Curtis was so far behind Nick Mace, but with 2 laps to go, lap car held up Nick Mace, and this is the accident. Very terrible wreck. Nick Mace is trying to stretch the lead out, coming to the white flag for one more time around for Road Atlanta. Nick Mace pulling the gap on DJ Curtis. Dylan Young is there. Zayden Davidson trying to hold off Ryan Acosta. His teammate got wrecked from off the bumper of Acosta. He's hoping he is at the next one. But back in the line. The white flag is out. The final lap here at Road Atlanta. Nick Mace looking to get his first win of the season. Same with Curtis. Same with Young. Same with Davidson. Same with Acosta. Neither of these drivers have won a race yet this season. But it has been nothing but Allen Family Racing Team and Yamp Motorsports in the first 6 races. And the first race back from the break, Nick Mace for Mace Enterprises. They have found the speed they have been looking for. They've been able to run in the top 5 all season so far, but they have not been able to show the pace to race for the lead. But Nick Mace and even Cody Lamas and Charles Sanford today looked on par to try and battle for the win of this race. But it's going to be Nick Mace today if he can just make it around for half a lap more. Curtis has been under fire from everyone behind him, but it looks as though he's going to have to settle for second, and he'll probably proudly take it after this effort that Young has put on him. Dylan Young looks as though he's going to come away with the championship lead. And a great run for Zayden Davidson there in 4th, Ryan Acosta in 5th, but they're still going for it. Coming in line, Acosta gonna try and get in the back bumper of Davidson. Really drove it in there, but can't get nothing. Up front, 13 seasons in a row, Nick Mace is gonna win a race. 36 career wins. Nick Mace wins here at Road Atlanta. Curtis 2nd, 3rd for Dylan Young, 4th Zayden Davidson, 5th is Ryan Acosta, 6th is Kyle Collins. 7th place goes to Jake Bassinger. 8th for Jesse Turner. Great rebound for them. Dom Capps gets 9th. And back in 10th, Cody Lamas is going to limp home and hold off Dylan Schwellenberg. And Cody Lamas, what might have been for him if he didn't get any wreck. 10th place, Dylan Schwellenberg in 11th. And a great day for Jack Halleck in a clean race car. Halleck gets 12th. 13th position is going to go to Joseph Strigley. He actually got by the 43 of Ryan Griffin. Unbelievable for Joseph Strigley getting in that car for Jordan Fisher. his first Sony Cup Series race, and 13th at Road Atlanta, one of the trickiest road courses on the schedule. What a run for him. 14th for Griffin and 15th for Richardson. What a race! Oh my goodness, what a race. That was crazy. Nick Mace has won at least one race in the last 13 seasons. Ever since season 11, he has won at least one time every season. That is something to be very proud of. Nick Mace gets career win number 36 here at Road Atlanta and reels himself back into the title hunt. And he'll be chasing a third championship this season. Same with DJ Curtis. He's a little bit behind the championship right now, but this is certainly going to help him after the first few races that has been very bad to him. But Dylan Young, I believe, he is your new championship leader. And a great story that would be for Young. Let's get you to our championship standings and the results from Road Atlanta after right now.